I'm back with another video. Today I'm doing a simple, quick braid out style. As you can see, this is the finished look. And this style literally took me about 30 minutes and just one full day of drying. I am set for the new week with this new hairstyle that I literally just made up on the fly. So if you're interested in watching, just continue on and I'll show you how I got this look. So first I'm going to start with sectioning my hair off into 4 big braids, and I've already washed, shampooed, and conditioned my hair. And I'm going to start with a mist spray. Just spray some water, and in that mixture I have water and oil to help keep my hair moisturized. I'm just going to pin the first top 2 braids to the top of my head so they're not in the way. And I actually have in a leave-in conditioner from Suave's Naturals beauty line, which is the pure coconut oil and shea butter that's already in my hair. And I'm just gonna add a little bit more for some extra moisture, because you can never have too much. And I'm just gonna apply that on that section of my hair, run it through with my fingers, make sure it's all good and coated. And I'm going to start with my ends and comb down. And then I'm actually going to spray some more water on my hair just to make sure it's not dry and brittle, because dry hair causes breakage. So yeah, gonna give that all in, and I'm actually going to do 4 small braids in this one big section, and I'm gonna start with braiding it. I personally feel like braid outs give you more of a defined look. I'm all for twist outs, but this style literally has it to where I only have to do 4 or maybe 5 braids to get the desired style I want. I feel like with more defined curls, twist outs require me to actually do more twist. So here I am just braiding it down, showing you how bomb that looks. I am part of the Girls That Can Braid community, thanks to all those hours spent on those big old Bratz dolls and the Barbie doll heads when I was growing up, and actually using my sister as a mannequin to learn how to plait. So I'm gonna continue to braid that down as well. And I'm actually gonna continue to do this with the next section of hair that I have in the back. So as you can see, I have 4 nice plaits on that side and then 4 nice plaits on the other side. And literally that's it, just 8 plaits on each side in the half up and half down style, and you are set. So I'm just showing you what it looks like in the back, and it doesn't have to be perfect because you're gonna pick it all out at the end. So with the first 2 sections of my hair, when I say I made this up, I mean that. So I didn't know what I wanted to do to the top of my hair, so I was just going with the flow and just doing whatever felt natural to do. So I'm going to take down the 2 sections of my hair, and I am going to comb out the ends, make sure it's nice and detangled, and then I'm actually going to go in with that water oil mixture mist. So the beautiful thing with braid outs is that for me personally, with my hair being so thick, it does not require my hair to be absolutely soaked in water or in moisture for me to get the desired look that I want. When I'm doing my twist outs, I definitely make sure that it's moisturized. So I'm actually going to part off a section of my hair towards the front, and that is going to create my curled bang look. And I'm just going to twist that all the way down, and I'm adding a little bit of leave-in conditioner along the way just to make sure it's nice and moist. And I'm pumped that my hair is so long. And this section is just going to be your half up part. So I'm going to spray that with a little bit more water and add a little bit of leave-in conditioner to make sure that's nice and moisturized as I pull it up into a ponytail. And I'm going to make sure it's nice and coated. and I'm showing you the half up, half down. I'm using the Cream of Nature Perfect Edges Edge Control, which is by far one of my favorites. A little bit does go a long way, at least for my hair it does, especially if my hair is moist with a product or with water. I feel as though this edge control keeps everything intact to where I don't have to add a lot. So I'm going to make sure it's nicely placed on my hair, and I'm going to use a small brush. I'm going to brush that up into a ponytail. And I'm just going to use just a small black hair tie to make sure that it's all up. And like I said, a little bit goes a long way. I don't want it to be plastered with gel when I'm placing it on the top, all because your girl is a wild sleeper. So it might be slick and down now, but in the morning, my edges might be looking a little bitty beads. So I'm gonna make sure it's nice and smooth, placed up to the top, and then I'm actually going to section off the left out hair with 4 plaits. So it's gonna be 2 braids on each side, and I'm just adding a little bit more leave-in condition just to make sure it's nice and moisturized once again. So I'm just twisting this part just to leave it off to the side. And then I'm gonna go in and do 2 plaits, 1 of each. I've been telling myself recently that I'm going to take time and actually do more braid outs, because I'm just naturally just a twist out girl, because it's a lot quicker for me to get a style done that I want when doing twists. With plaits, it requires a lot more focus to make sure the braid is intact. With twists, I'm just going and going and going. So like I said, this is a very quick and easy hairstyle. It literally took me 30 minutes. And that's not including the prep time as far as getting it washed, detangled, and conditioning. But as far as the styling part, it literally took 30 minutes. So since I'm getting both of these braids down, and I'm going to finish on the opposite side and make sure that I have 2 nice plaits on that side, trying out the same method. Now I'm going to focus on my front part, which is my bang. And I'm actually creating the curls that I want by doing bantu knots. And now the bantu knots that I'm doing are twist. I have noticed that when you do twists with bantu knots, they actually come out curly. I've tried them with braids. I didn't have much of a success trying it out. So twist is definitely my go-to. So I'm just twisting it all the way down, and then I'm gonna twist it just a little bit more towards the end, and I'm just going to continue to wrap it around till it's nice and tight. I personally don't like to use rubber bands because I feel like it breaks off my hair, and when I tight it tight enough, it's all good to go. So here is the half up, half down with the bantu knots in the front for my bang, and then my braids in the back. And here I'm just taking my wrap and making sure my edges are nice and secured. I'm gonna put on that bonnet, make sure my hair is all nice and protected. So after letting my hair dry for a full day, I am going to continue to take this out so I can get that defined curl look. So I'm actually going to refresh my ponytail and take a little bit of the Eco Styler gel that I used yesterday and just apply a little bit more to my edges along with the Cream of Nature Edge Control, just to make sure I get it nice and slick. I told y'all I wasn't lying about how my edges be looking the next day because I'm such a wild sleeper. So I'm gonna make sure it's nice and slick, and I'm gonna pull it back up into the ponytail. So I'm actually not going to bother doing all the swoops and everything like I normally do, but I am going to take this castor oil and put it all throughout my plaits. Make sure it's on my braids, nice and coated, so that when I take it down, I have a nice oil base, and as well as being moisturized and shiny. So now I'm going to pick apart the braids that I've already taken out with my fingers just a little bit more so I can give it a little bit more volume. I personally don't like picking out my braids or my twists too much because it just, for me personally, it just gives me too much frizz. So I just try to minimize that by just leaving as many twists or braids intact as possible. And then I'm going to go in and take down my bantu knots. And I already have oil to my hand. I don't want to do too much because since it's going to be falling on my face, I don't want that oil to transfer to my forehead. And I'm not going to take apart the bantu knots too much. Since I twisted it, it's literally in two parts, and I'm just going to place it how I want it to lay on my head. Like I said, not do too much. Just keep it the way that it falls down naturally. And as you can see, I'm just picking it out a little more, making sure I am cute and ready to go, and I am. So if you like this video, just hit the like button. Don't forget to subscribe and don't forget to share with a friend as well. And I will be back weekly with new videos. And thank you all so much for tuning in. I hope everyone's staying safe. Bye.